Hey, my name is Trevor Clarida. I'm here with Nick Whitson, and we are presenting the first episode of Shingle and Ready to Mingle, produced by McRae Roofing. Obviously, we got the McRae swag on, but we're super stoked to be presenting you all the first episode. We've been wanting to do it for a while. It's been set up for a while, but we've been so busy. But I think Nick is the perfect first guest for us here.
Awesome.
He's been doing roofing with us for a while. He also just has an incredible work ethic. We're going to talk about Fortified Roofing and how he got into the roofing industry. You haven't always been in roofing. You haven't always been a roofer. But but just wanted to kind of ask you a little bit about yourself first. You live in Norman.
Yep.
Lived in Norman for a while.
Yep.
You're in the military. And just kind of give us a brief overview about how your life has taken you into roofing, because it's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, no, it is. That was born and raised in Norman. When I graduated high school, I joined the Navy and was an aviation electronics technician. Got to work on helicopters.
Okay.
And live in some cool places. Lived in Hawaii and
oh, that's a bummer. Out of all places to live.
But saw a lot of the world. It was a great time. Worked with some amazing people and got to just see some really cool stuff. A lot of the world that I may not have seen otherwise.
Yeah.
So then from there, came back home, decided to go to college I was looking at kind of computer sciences.
Cool.
While I was in school and just doing that with part-time, just getting by and making it and figuring it out, I met my wife. And then we had a baby coming on the way, and GI Bill and part-time jobs weren't going to pay for diapers, so started looking into maybe it's time to figure something out, and ended up in the oil field, and worked for a directional company here that they're an international company, but I was working there MWD, which is the measurement while drilling, and that's the guy that does the computers and the equipment downhole. So did that, worked with them for 20 years. I moved from an MWD guy to a directional driller who was the guy who was actually steering the well.
Okay.
So
nice.
That was pretty cool, interesting work. And then ended with as a coordinator for the company. So I was
you ran a team,
running all the guys. So it was fun. That was my project management experience.
Yeah. So I mean, you ran a team. That can always be a tough transition, I guess, to start running a team from. I mean, had you ran a team really before? How did you see that kind of develop with your skill sets? I mean, that's not a lot of people are just not cut out to run a team. That can be tough. Yeah,
we were managing a project, multi-million-dollar worth of equipment.
Yeah.
On an oil rig, it's a lot of money an hour being spent to run one of those.
A lot of stakes there. I mean, the stakes are high.
Yeah. So got to make sure you got the right team on the ground out there. Got to be sure you got all the right equipment, everything, all the tools you need. So that was kind of, now I lean on that as a roofer.
Totally.
With all the projects. So did that and got laid off 20 years in with that company. And on the way home, a guy that works for Scientific used to work with us. He said, "Hey man, why don't you come sell roofs?"
And you were
I said, "Okay, never
roofs,
considered that." But I asked him. I said, "Hey, let me come follow you around for a little while."
Yeah.
Came here and met the McRaes, Jeff and Cheryl, and the team that was here.
Awesome.
Followed my friend around, watched him, do some jobs, meet some customers, work on insurance claims and stuff like that. Just kind of got a feel for it and just kind of, for lack of better words, fell in love with it. We get to work for ourselves. You get to help customers. I made a lot of people a lot of money in the oil field, and not one time did I ever get a pat on the back and said, "Hey, that was a great job you did."
Right.
It was usually, "Hey, how can we do it faster next time?" And this time I get to see, or in this job, I get to see smiles on faces, customers happy I've fixed their home, made it look better.
Well, yeah, the level of ownership that you have being a roofing salesman, I mean, it's you get to make those connections, see the project through to the end, and really see how it impacts people. I mean, before you were in roofing, did you even really look at a roof? I mean, did you think
No.
twice much about it? I mean,
No,
I didn't.
I didn't. I mean, I've been a homeowner for 20 years before,
Yeah.
and I'd had people come put roofs on
Right.
my home.
Right.
In fact, when I started looking at this, doing this, I called the guy that I had a roof put on, or that had put a roof on me, and just kind of quizzed him. And he's like, "Hey, man, if you want to come to work, come work for me." And I just felt way more comfortable here at McRae. It was more of a family. It's kind of the environment I wanted to see. Smaller, wasn't corporate. You know, we weren't an army of door knockers and
we're not a chuck in a truck type environment.
Yeah, no,
either,
I mean just professional and all the things that McRae Jeff had set up to be done here. You know, with all the metal and everything that we can do. So it was a no-brainer for me. But it was kind of funny because I really did have almost two offers to be a roofer. I'm like, all right, God, is that?
Yeah,
I guess I'm supposed to be a roof. I'm supposed to be a
roofer. Well, that's awesome. I mean, ever since you've been here at McRae, and maybe this goes back to what you wanted to do in college, you've just been so tech-heavy, and not just tech-heavy, but also on the forefront of kind of roofing trends, roofing materials. You're kind of the guy that we go to be like, hey, Nick, what's coming down the pipeline? And, I mean, we could pick your brain about all of that for hours, and I'm sure we'll have you back on here in the next couple episodes. But today we're really focused on Fortified, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And before we get into the specs of Fortified,
let's
talk about the exciting thing that people probably want to hear about, which is the money behind it.
Right.
You know, I guess before we get into the money, let's do a brief overview. What is Fortified, and how can that money that is in Fortified help the homeowner?
So on a general basis, Fortified is it's the insurance industry Business and Home Safety Institute. I think that was the right naming of it. But they're a group that's funded by the insurance companies mainly to check into the science, to figure the science out on building structures that are safe for our environment, for storms, for wind, fire, all sorts of different things our structures see. So insurance, spends a lot of money with them to do the research and try to figure out how to make a roof, how to make a house, how to make a building stronger. And so they came up with this Fortified system, and it's just, on a general term, it's basically an overbuilt roof. It's above and beyond normal local building codes. There's just some things done extra, depending on, there's different levels. There's a Fortified gold, silver, and a roof, and the gold and silver are more to do with maybe a new construction and how to build from the ground up, and the roof is obviously on the roof.
Right.
So you can get way deep into a Fortified build system where they're doing things to the structure, the framing of the house, and all that. But a roof really just takes care of the top side of the roof to make sure it's sealed.
Okay.
And can stand up to what they have found to be high wind and hail.
Is this like class 5? You got like class 4, class 3. Class 4 is the top that I know of. Now, does this sounds like a
not really. It's
okay.
It's not above a class 4 because what part of the Fortified roof it involves a class 4 shingle on it. The Fortified system is really just to mitigate damage during a high wind event. The Fortified systems here in Oklahoma will require that class 4 shingle to help because we have such an issue with hail.
Yeah.
But this system nails down the decking with stronger nails than are normally used and in a pattern that has been proven by the IBHS that it's going to hold. You're sealing the decking with tape along the seams of all those decking boards, those 4x8 boards, and then you're covering it on the top side underneath the shingles a certain way with the felt and cap nails and starter and everything that goes in under the shingles.
Okay.
So that if you ever lose your roof covering, the shingles, you still should not get any water in the house.
Right.
And that's the biggest, I guess, they found that, in some of these hurricane-prone areas, if they could have kept the roof shingles on or not allowed water through the deck into the house, it was billions of dollars they would have saved on insurance claims. So if all you have to do is come put some more shingles on, but you don't have to replace all the sheetrock in the house, that's a way better situation for the homeowner and for the insurance company.
Well, not only, I mean, I would assume there's got to be a financial play to this as well. As far as, are they being incentivized by their insurance? I've heard something, and we've briefly talked about kind of a grant as well.
Yep.
I mean, something as overbuilt as this typically is, it's in its infancy, as it hasn't been widely adopted here in Oklahoma. Usually they'll throw some money at you.
Yeah. So the state of Oklahoma has adopted it as far as a pilot, the kind of a try it out situation this year. They've done 3 pilots. We're on our 3rd pilot program. Each pilot, they kind of opened up zip codes. And we're on our 3rd pilot now, which has been the biggest, I think, as far as area and a number of zip codes that they're offering it to. But if you're in the zip code that's going active, that started at August 4th, you can apply for this grant with the state of Oklahoma, and then they will look. They'll send, and it's all part of the Fortified system. You got to have an evaluator be a part of it. That's kind of another plus of the system for the homeowner. But once you evaluate it and it's deemed yes, your house could be upgraded with a fortified roof, and then you pick your contractors and they give you bids, and now you pick which one you want to do it. And then once you get to that process, the state will say, okay, we're going to give you this much money towards that. And it's right now it's up to $10,000.
Wow.
So, pretty significant amount of money there, but it's not going to pay for the full roof.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, is like what, from the money standpoint, since it's overbuilt, you're using materials that maybe aren't typically always used in a regular roof installation.
Yeah.
How does it compare to your typical roof? Maybe let's start with, how does it compare to a Class 4 shingle roof not fortified?
Well, like our golden pledge, silver pledge warranty roofs with a Class 4 shingle, we're going to do all the things that GAF requires us to do for that system. With a fortified roof, we're going kind of above and beyond. Like I said, we're nailing the decking down. And if you don't have the proper decking, we got to put the right decking on there. So in a lot of cases, if you don't have the right decking, we're probably going to put the right decking on there anyway with our standard roofs. But with this, there's like 52 nails required by Fortified that are 8D ring shank nails. And that's not standard. It's not standard protocol, local building code or anything like that. So with the Fortified system and putting those nails, it's increased labor because it's a lot of work for the guys to put all these nails in the way they are required. We've got to document it with pictures and tape measures and show that we did it on 4-inch centers. And then we've got an evaluator that's got to take these pictures and send it in to get certification with Fortified, to get that Fortified certification.
Evaluators that are here at McRae, like hired by McRae? Or?
No, it's a separate, he's a third party.
Oh, okay.
So with the Fortified system, you've got, multiple parties. You got an evaluator that's going to take all the pictures from the start to finish. We'll take some of the pictures and share them with him, but it's all got to be documented, geo-tagged, and show that it is actually this house. And each elevation. And all that has to be turned in, all that evidence has to be turned into Fortified before you get your Fortified certification.
So it's an unbiased observer per se.
Yeah.
So that, at least the homeowner knows when somebody's coming out to take a look at this and it gets Fortified certified, it's somebody who knows what they're talking about, not somebody who just
and you're not going to get the certification without that evidence and documentation too. Okay. So it's all, every step of it, it's going to be a lot slower install, obviously, because you got to document everything.
Yeah.
And then with the labor involved, that everything has to be added to the roof. Not that the roof without a Fortified system is not a great roof, but there are things that are, like I said, over and above building code. So it does take more time. Our labor costs more. There's more material, like with the decking. When we've got it nailed down and everything, now we put what's called decking seam tape along each seam.
Oh, wow.
So there's no break in that deck now. It's almost watertight. You could probably, it could rain. I've heard stories of roofers putting on the beginnings of a fortified roof. They haven't got any shingles in yet, but they've done all the things up to the shingles, basically your decking, your felt, and storm comes through overnight and blew off roofs next door, but the house that was being worked on
still there,
dry as a bone. Everything
Wow.
was fine.
So, and I gotta reference my cheat sheet here. There's so much with this fortified system. I want to make sure that everybody kind of knows
For sure.
what's going on. One question that did come up listening to you is, we do a lot of Da Vinci specialty tile, synthetic tile, shake roofs.
Yeah.
Will that work with a fortified roof?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. As long as, and Da Vinci is one of them, I believe. Our Brava stuff, I don't think that the IBHS has tested that, but I may be wrong. I just haven't had the need to dig in and see as long as it's on their website that says, yes, we've tested this shingle, this product for being storm-worthy, basically, then yeah.
Okay.
But you could do tile, concrete, metal, asphalt shingle.
Great.
Yeah.
So, and just to reiterate, this does not actually bulletproof the roof more from hail. It's more of a wind-based protection, wind and then in turn leaking.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. And, what role, and I just really want to hammer this down, what role do we as McRae play in ensuring that it is fortified certified? So we obviously have to have a crew that knows what they're doing, that's trained in putting that kind of roof on, and the type of documentation that we submit to Fortified itself.
Yeah.
Do we get videos, pictures?
It's all picture based.
Okay.
Just to even get to be involved in it, you have to have a certification with Fortified. So I took classes online, did quite a bit of training online with their online library or whatever we'll call it. But and then I had to take a test, and the test wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It was pretty tough, and there was there's a lot of details to the system, to the fortified system that they want to make sure and then, to be honest, during a fortified roof install, I'm always referring to the documentation and making sure there's checklists that I look at to make sure we're getting it, because obviously if I don't get the right documentation or the evidence that I did the decking right and then I put the felt on,
they're going to have you tear it off to check, or they won't
get fortified. Yeah.
So it's really very heavily on the contractor.
It's hugely on the contractor through the building process to make sure all the pictures and evidence are taken in the right way. I can't just snap a picture and say, okay, I got to make sure that there's a tape measure in there to show the spacing between nails or whatever, fasteners or whatever I'm trying to prove that is correct. And then I also it's got to be geotagged. So we'll use an app that'll show that I'm literally at that house on this day doing this picture.
Oh, wow.
But you also have to do it for each elevation, and you have to do wide angle. So, like for instance, we'll just go back again to the decking. If I'm showing evidence I've nailed the decking down right, I have to have, from all four sides of the house, a wide view, and then a close-up view, and then tape measure view. So, there's quite a few pictures there that you've got to take, and then it's not just one of each side is going to make them happy. They're going to
be comprehensive.
They're going to want to look at a couple of different places.
Is this widely accepted by insurance yet, as far as being discount worthy, or is it an evolving thing with various carriers?
I think here in Oklahoma it's evolving. We're kind of learning what insurance is going to offer. I know. This system isn't new. It's been around for a few years down in Florida and Alabama and Mississippi, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
But it's not
for hurricanes, right?
Yeah, for hurricanes.
Okay.
But so for Oklahoma it is new, and there's several other states through the country that are kind of adopting this to try to see how it's going to go. But like I just spoke to some homeowners the other day that applied for the state grant, got approved, had me out to come take a look at the house so that I could give them a bid. And I was asking them, I said, because like I said, we're still learning every day about how is this going to be better for Oklahoma and homeowners here in communities, and they were telling me it's a third discount.
Wow.
So 33%.
How does that compare to like a class 4 discount currently?
Last I heard, that same company was only giving about 12% discount. So
it's pretty
almost
substantial.
3 times the discount they're giving for just a class 4.
Right.
A third of your insurance premium gone, I think would be pretty appealing to a lot of people.
Do you think it's going to become the new standard eventually?
Yeah.
Or you don't think it's going to stay more of a premium offering?
No, I don't. In fact, there's more Oklahoma. They want to become a fortified town, and so their building inspectors, I've spoke with them on a few of our jobs.
I wonder why.
Yeah,
with
right.
Their storm history
with a few tornadoes, because the fortified will they claim that if you've done the fortified system and your fortified roof, you should get through an EF2 tornado.
Wow.
Because if you can keep that roof on, then the house will probably stay.
Because then it has the whole structure.
Well, but when you lift off the shingles and then you lift off the decking, wind gets inside of the house, and it's got to go somewhere. It just explodes the house, right? So if you can hold everything together and not allow that wind into the house, then the house should stay on an EF2. I mean, your EF3, we all saw that, or EF5, what was it, I guess, that went through more back in 99 or whatever. I mean,
and then in 2012 or something.
There's nothing going to stand up to that. But we do see a lot of high wind events here in Oklahoma. I mean, there was the 70, 80 mile an hour winds that we were seeing this March that we spent a ton of time running around, new customers calling us saying, hey, I've been referred to you. Got some shingles missing. Can you come help me?
Right.
That's not going to happen with the GAF Armor Shield, the Class 4, and their wind-proven technology where they've got, infinite wind rating, warranty against it. So you're not going to lose any shingles, just the wind. And then if you do during a rainstorm, your mattress isn't going to get wet. You're not going to be buying a new sofa.
Right.
So
if they have this fortified system, and say you have Armor Shield on there and baseballs fall out of the sky, and it's still going to damage the roof.
Oh yeah.
Is insurance still going to come in there and take care of it and put another fortified system on if it disrupted that?
Yeah, at that point now insurance they owe you what you had. So if you've got a fortified roof on, that's what I tell people when they decide to make the jump and invest in, on an extra cost in some cases to upgrade to that class 4 shingle. If hail comes, next year and damages this, now insurance is going to pay you for a class 4 shingle, not just the 30-year shingle that they paid this time. So once you make the investment, your insurance should cover that investment if it gets damaged. Yes, and if baseballs fall out of the sky, which I've seen hail go through decks in here in Oklahoma,
nothing you can do about it.
Fortified system's not going to stop that. It is what it is, and insurance is going to come to replace the roof. And now that initial investment, if you didn't have the state, or even if you did have the state, help you with money, that additional cost to fortify the roof is going to be covered on your claim now.
Are there any questions that you wish a homeowner would ask you? When you're talking to homeowners about fortified, there's so many elements to it. Are there just some streamlined questions that you wish a homeowner would be ready to ask you when talking about fortified that would help them make a quicker decision, help them understand?
Well, a lot. What I'm finding is most people that I'm running into that are reaching out to us, especially through the state grant program, they already know quite a bit about the fortified system because they've gone to the website and they've looked at it and understand, that it's a sealed deck, it's a fastened deck to the structure of the house. All the edges and everything are done in a particular way. The biggest thing I'm running into with them that I wish they knew was, the state grant isn't going to buy you a whole new roof. I mean, it's up to $10,000, and there's not too many houses. I don't care how small your house is. With today's prices and labor costs and everything else, there's not a whole lot of houses that I can do for $10,000 or less. So if the grant program is really a great opportunity for somebody who has an insurance claim, has a damaged roof, where insurance is helping them pay for a roof. And then now they can go to the state and get some additional money to help for that extra cost, that added cost to upgrade to a fortified.
Yeah.
So that's where it's I think, I wish people understood that side of it a little bit more, because I'm running around town giving a lot of estimates to people that don't realize that, and they go, "Wow, it's this much."
Even with the 10,000,
yeah,
I mean, it's still costly.
Right. Yeah. But as far as the fortified system as a whole, the folks I'm running into really kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah.
There's tons of videos out there through the Fortified program, their website that they've got, that explain a lot of it. You can see kind of videos of what's being done, and if anybody's interested, they just give us a shout.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'd love to continue picking your brain more about upcoming roofing technologies, and you're always at the different conferences, but I think that we're going to have to save that for another episode, because we've taken some time away from you making some money and selling some roofs today, but I just really appreciate your time explaining Fortified. Is there anything else that you want to share about Fortified that you feel like they should know about? I feel like we covered a good amount of it. It's a really exciting thing coming up for Oklahomans and homeowners.
No, I mean, I think that, for one, there's just so many benefits to it. One, peace of mind. If high wind comes, you should stay dry in your house. Your things should be protected. And it's going to add value to your home, because this fortified certification, with the discount that insurance is giving for it. I mean, if I'm a home buyer and I come across two homes and I've got one that tells me, hey, this is a fortified roof, and you're going to get a great discount on your insurance, that seems to be, that would be kind of a perk to me if I'm kind of looking between two different options.
Right.
So I think it's a great value for your home, and then the discount just as a homeowner, I'd love to save 33% on my insurance,
especially in
the
way that insurance is going.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my roof doesn't need one right now, so I'm
just
gonna have to wait for a hailstorm.
We haven't got a big hailstorm recently, but I'm trying to think. I had another question, and I think it left me here.
It happens when you get older.
I'm not that old yet.
Well, it'll happen more often. I'm
not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll keep it at that.
Yeah.
If anybody has any questions about Fortified, about Nick's sales practices and how he can get a brand new roofing system on your house, or really want to pick Nick's brain anymore, feel free to call up to McCray, or we'll have you tagged in this video. Reach out to him. He'd be more than happy to talk further. But that is Fortified Roofing in Oklahoma.
Yep.
I'm sure in other episodes it'll evolve and we'll talk more about it. But until then, I'll give you a cheers.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks so much for being a part of the first episode, and we'll catch you guys in episode 2. Thanks so much.
Thanks.